Hello, everyone. Welcome back to The Media Couple. I'm Rory, and as always, I'm here with...
Sophie. Hello, that's me. Nice to see you and nice to see you.
Nice to see you all again. Now, before we get into things, I'm going to do my usual thing. If you could please like, comment, subscribe to the channel. It really, really does help us out. And if you're listening to us on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, please leave us a review. It massively helps out the pod. And thank you ever for your continued support. So, Sophie, what are we doing today?
Well, we have a lot on the agenda today.
Amazing.
I'm in a good mood. We are going to have a great podcast.
Great.
And so we're starting off with The Studio, which is a new film, new series with Seth Rogen.
Yeah.
It's great. We're going to talk all about it. And I'm excited to talk about that one. Then we are going into the Bourne series.
Oh, yeah.
Because, drum roll please, they are making... Oh, where's my drum roll?
Oh, sorry.
Yep. They are making a new one.
Whoa.
Yeah.
The drum roll really added to that suspense.
I feel like it.
Yeah,
did.
I know.
Yep.
I know.
And then, of course, how could we end this any other way than with a Rotten Tomatoes game?
Come on.
Yeah. So that's what's on the agenda for today.
Yes.
So, to start it off, it's The Studio, which... brilliant.
Yeah.
Love it. It's our favorite show at the moment.
Just like just like a warning, heads up if you haven't seen any of it, obviously, just stop listening to this part. But yeah, amazing show. Seth Rogen, it's incredible, isn't it? And it's just so amazing how he's made this sort of hilarious sort of thing about the Hollywood and how the studio, the sort of satire comedy. It's just amazing.
It's great. It's basically a satire on the Hollywood sort of business and landscape. It's based on true stories. Well, it's not based on true stories. It's based on their true experiences. Yeah. And it's also written by Seth Rogen, and I've forgotten who the other person was.
Evan.
And Evan, sorry, Evan. But it was written by you as well. Yeah. And it's funny, I think even more funny to us because we kind of have experienced a lot of this. Yeah. But I think what's really clever about it is you can draw parallels from actual things that have happened in real life, such as Sony. And it's also visually beautiful.
Oh, it's shot so well. And they have a thing in it, don't they, about using the continuous shot?
Yes.
A bit like what Adolescence did. Yeah. It's sort of becoming like a hallmark.
So episode 1, there were definitely cuts. You could see cuts, but they did a lot of long takes in it, which you tend not to see, but I do really enjoy seeing the long takes. It's
100%.
It's so clever the way, and you just know how much work has gone into it. Episode 2 is called Oner, which is all the storyline. Stop listening now. If you haven't,
you've been warned.
You've been warned
all
twice
right.
now.
Yeah.
But it's called, episode 2 is called Oner, which is all about one take.
Yeah.
And it's all done in one take.
I do love in that episode just how, and it's so funny because this is just what I imagined the studio heads would be like on set, like, head of the studio's coming. Yep. Yeah, we've got a really nice corner. We've set up a video village for you. Really nice corner of the room just over here.
That's not what happens at all.
No, never. No.
Happen.
Never.
No, and I think it's interesting because it sort of talks about this idea that the people who are in the business of movie making also think that they're in the creative business when they're not. They're in the business of movie making, which is fine. We need those people. Do we? No, we do. We need those people.
I mean, movie making is a business, so we do need them.
Exactly. But they're not really necessarily that aware that they are not creatives and seem to think that they're valid, in giving critiques on things that they themselves don't necessarily fully understand or necessarily they don't necessarily have the skill set to be able to critique upon themselves either.
It's funny you say that because there's that amazing bit where the female director in the Oner, she's like, I'm going to do what he asked creatively because I need him to give me another $500,000 for the Rolling Stones song that I want to use in this segment of the of the film. Yeah, this final part.
But literally, it's just I guess it's one of those things. It's that age old idea that the people who control the money seem to think that they have a skill set where they're able to give creative notes. It's like if you've never been in a creative space or created stuff yourself, you wouldn't take budget notes from a creative. So it kind of it's a two-way thing, and I don't think that necessarily is what is done, but it's an interesting take.
Yeah,
the studio.
No, totally.
And there's a lot of insider jokes.
There's so many insider jokes. Like I personally loved in episode 3, is it, where it's that talk of the age-old subject of shooting digitally or shooting on celluloid, shooting on film. And in the opening of the episode, Seth Rogen's with the projectionist in a cinema, and he's like, just shot on film. I mean, it's just amazing. And the projectionist is just behind him going, I hate when I have to play the film one. I like the digital one because I just press go. I just press play and it just does it. With the film one, I have to load loads of things and it gets caught. And Seth Rogen's just like, okay. And it's so funny because that is.
Exactly.
And that's exactly what they go. They go, oh, bloody hell. Not another film. I've got another film reel. I've got 2 today. So the projectionist is like, right, I'm not going home tonight. That's just,
It just does create all this extra. And then Seth Rogen's like, you could just see it. It's like, no, you can't.
No, you can't. He's like, you can just see the quality and the difference. It's like, yeah.
I mean, you can if you're really looking for it.
Yeah.
And if you really care about it, you can see it. But like to the average person who's watching, they don't care.
But I think that's what makes it so amazing. It's those insider comments that happen all the time.
Oh, yeah, totally. I mean, it's basically what all the crew talk about anyways.
Yeah.
Like between themselves.
Yeah.
It's just somebody's actually, but I think it's really interesting that Apple have put it on their streaming platform.
100%.
Because, sorry, but the studio executive who signed off on a series making fun of studio executives.
Yeah.
Good, well played.
Yeah, well played.
Nice job. Well done on that one.
Yeah.
Apparently, Seth Rogen has had a lot of studio heads call him to say how traumatic it is to watch the show. Yeah. I think it's probably because they're finally realizing, the reality of what they're actually.
Do you reckon they're just sat there being like, is this us?
Yes. Yes, it is.
Oh,
and
gosh.
And I want to say as well, this is a very, very accurate portrayal of the industry. Okay, there's a little bit maybe of hyperbole here and there, but all of the problems that occur.
Yeah.
It's not
100%.
And it's not too far off the truth.
No.
And the way that they interact and the egos and the money, it is all pretty not too far from the truth. So as much as we sit here and laugh,
it's like in the very first episode when Bryan Cranston, he's like the owner of the studio.
CEO.
Yeah, he's like the CEO, and he's like, I've bought the rights to Kool-Aid. We're gonna make the Kool-Aid film, and Seth Rogen's just like,
made $1 billion. We can make $2 billion.
Like that, Barbie, come on, we can do it.
Barbie and Kool-Aid, though, are just slightly different.
And then he's like, goes to Martin Scorsese. Oh, it's so good.
They have got some great talent in there as well.
They do.
Sorry, we shouldn't be calling them talent anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actors.
And
Scorsese isn't an actor though.
No, but he was very funny in it.
But he's great.
He's really funny.
But they've got, you can just see Seth Rogen pulled out his, phone book and went, right.
Yeah, who wants to come in?
Who wants to come in on this?
Yeah.
Who's got something to gripe against, studio heads? And everybody in the industry went, me.
Yeah, everyone went, I'll jump on board, no problem.
Yeah, exactly.
I really liked as well in episode 3 how they went with that film noir theme for a segment there.
Oh, so clever.
It was really good.
Yeah, it was really clever.
Very age-old Hollywood. And it's so nice sometimes to be transported back to that moment, even in a funny satire kind of way. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, totally.
It's like, that is age-old Hollywood right
Olivia
there.
Wilde did well.
She did do well. Yeah, she did really well.
No, it's a great
but don't you think it's kind of it's come at a really funny time?
Yes.
Because obviously we know how bad the industry is at the moment, and how it's sort of shrinking down and down, and then this is it's almost like Seth Rogen's holding up a mirror to Hollywood and saying,
you're out of touch.
Yeah, we're now at a point where I'm making a comedy series about you.
Yeah.
And I, first and foremost, he was an actor. He was probably having meetings with all these studio heads before he got.
Oh, totally. But I think that's at that point now that egos, the divide between the haves and the have-nots. It's so wide, and the people who have control and the people who have not got control. I think that's what that is, and the people who hold the purse strings, it's commercial, and it's this idea that we're losing, the idea of art and what it was all about. And yeah, there are definitely, it brings up some actual real themes that are important, I think, to our industry to talk about. It just does it in a very funny way.
Yeah, true.
And but I think it is good that and I'm glad that it's getting recognition and people are watching it, because as much as it is funny and it's entertaining, it also does bring up those important topics. And I think it will make people think twice about how they behave on set, because otherwise Seth Rogen's going to make a whole series about you.
Yeah, that's series 2.
Yeah, exactly. So hopefully these studio heads go, ooh, maybe we do need to actually think about, paying for the wrap party and keeping everybody happy.
Yeah. Absolutely, Maybe I don't need to buy the rights to Kool-Aid. Maybe that's just left as a nice drink.
Exactly. Although Kool-Aid would not be very happy. What, the drink?
I don't know if the drink. Yeah, I've never tried it. But yeah, leave it where it was found.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so that's the studio. So I think it's a great watch. I'm excited to continue watching
Absolutely, go and watch it. It's really good.
It's just one of those things, isn't it?
Yeah.
So moving on and kind of talking about studio heads again.
We're still staying on that theme. Yeah.
The Bourne remake. Now, I did a little bit of research before this podcast, and supposedly the new title of the new Bourne film, you ready for it?
Yep.
The Bourne Dilemma.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
The Bourne Dilemma.
Yeah. God. It just doesn't hit you quite.
Just doesn't.
I
go like the Bourne ultimatum, the Bourne supremacy, the Bourne dilemma.
Sounds like he's having trouble.
It sounds like he's just sat there going, oh, but why?
They clearly just, how they were like, what should we call this film? And we're like, it's a bit of a dilemma.
Yeah. And marketing went.
And someone
that's
went,
it.
That's the film.
That's it. That's the title.
I can just see, the actor, the studio, Seth Rogen moment of this film, and going, you're a genius. Yes. Oh my God, the Bourne Dilemma.
Yeah.
Why am I Jennifer Coolidge all of a sudden?
Yeah. Like, Bourne is having a dilemma.
Yeah, exactly.
It speaks to me just so clearly.
Now listen, I love the Bourne films.
Yeah, I know. Right? Big fan. I mean, I love the Bourne films.
Rewatched them all recently. Yeah. I love the Bourne films. Didn't love the Jeremy Renner version.
No. But that didn't do very well either, It didn't.
It didn't. It just didn't have the best script. Jeremy Renner... Not that he did badly.
Nothing against him. It was just, I think it was like we weren't ready for that.
We weren't ready
for Jeremy Renner's rendition of Bourne. We needed to stay with Matt.
Yeah. Now, I don't know if Matt has agreed or not agreed to sign on to the Bourne Dilemma.
Not with that title.
Yeah. No, don't love that title. No. Not going to lie. I am excited for the new show, but I also feel a little bit like, come on. Yeah. Like, what are we doing? Why are we remaking? I feel like every podcast, all I talk about is remakes, because it's all that they're doing at the moment.
I think Hollywood's in that era, though, of remakes.
Yeah.
Because, like, you think back, I think I mentioned it a few podcasts ago about how, like, we don't really tend to get, like, just those one-off, stories anymore. No. Like, like Stand By Me or something like that, where it's just, well, you know what I mean? Like, in the sort of 90s, in the early thousands, we always got, like, one-off films, didn't we?
Yeah.
That were just, like, quite good. And then, if they did well, they got moved into a trilogy or a series. Whereas now I feel like Hollywood's always like, yeah, we should just go back to what we were doing 15, 20 years ago, because that made us money then. It's got to make us money now.
No. Guys. Newsflash.
See, that might actually be what, who knows, the next episode of the studio might be Seth Rogen being like, maybe we should just reboot RoboCop.
Live action RoboCop.
Yeah. I mean, it was live action RoboCop, but you get what I mean.
There's a live action version of How to Train Your Dragon.
I mean, there's a live action version of everything.
How to Train Your Dragon. Sorry, do we have dragons? Well, there's a live action version. What's that one under the sea? The mermaid one.
The Little Mermaid.
The Little Mermaid.
Yes.
Like how did you... I haven't watched that, but like... It's a fish. Flounder is a fish. So only so far you can live action remake certain things.
It was a nightmare saying, how long can you hold your breath underwater? Yeah. Seriously. All right. Come on. I need
training.
I need world record standards here.
Like, look, I'm not knocking it. The creatives who came up with the way that you were going to tackle the fact that majority of the film is underwater in The Little Mermaid.
Yeah.
And clearly they found a workaround for that. Good on you. That was some lateral thinking. But that was not very thinking much on the studio head's part. But yeah, I just feel, I don't know.
I feel like with Bourne,
and the fact that it's being called the Bourne, well, supposedly being called the Bourne Dilemma.
I think that will have to go. Isn't the director who's linked with it? It was potentially the director of All Quiet on the Western Front.
Yeah.
I forget his name off the top of my head.
Hopefully he gets in and goes, that is not going to be the title of the film.
Yeah.
Because...
But it's funny, isn't it? Because they actually started talking about the Bourne Dilemma.
It's just funny when you say it.
I can't take that. That has to go. That's first order of business. I'm telling you, if Matt signs on, he will go, right, I'm back now.
Listen here.
And then the studio heads will go, oh my God, that's Jason Bourne. And he'll go, yes, it is. Dilemma is solved, right? I'm here now. We no longer have a dilemma.
Yeah. We need Liam Neeson.
But I would no.
Jason Bourne.
We'll be here for ages with Liam.
There's a particular set of skills.
Yeah. Skills that make my dilemma
Jason Bourne's dilemma a nightmare to studio heads like you.
Yeah. I mean, like, don't get me wrong, I love the Bourne films. I would love to see Matt return to our screens as Jason Bourne, for sure.
Yeah.
I just hope that
It's not in the Bourne Dilemma.
Yeah.
Anything else, guys?
And I guess they wouldn't have Steven Soderbergh, is it? Soderbergh?
Yeah.
Who directed them. I guess he's not coming back.
Maybe not.
To be fair, he made 3 great films.
Yeah.
Like, they were so good.
I know. And let's just, you know what? They were 3 great films. We enjoyed them. They were wonderful.
Them.
Actually, there were 4.
Oh,
one
yeah,
of
4,
them
sorry.
wasn't
One of them
so
we
great.
just,
and then there was, because there was, hang on, there was Jason Bourne, which was
4,
the 2016 version.
Yes, there was 4
which
with
had Matt Damon, which came back after the Jeremy Renner version.
Yeah.
I think he was trying to say, like, hey, you still love this franchise despite the weird Renner version.
Yeah, they're like, sorry, look, we had a moment.
Yeah.
We had a dilemma.
He didn't.
And you came and fixed it with Jason Bourne again.
Yep. But now we're going back down the road.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you take a horse to water, can't make him drink.
Yeah.
Anyways, moving on. So with the lovely, studio heads and the Jason Bourne dilemma, I thought it would be a good Rotten Tomatoes game to do the entire Jason Bourne series.
Amazing.
Just to
Strap
stay
in.
on breathe. All right.
Does it
Get
include
ready.
the Bourne Dilemma at the end? Okay.
You'll find out.
Here we go.
So for those of you who do not know what the Rotten Tomatoes game is, at this point, I'm sounding like a broken record, but basically the game is I give Rory a film title. He then tells me what he thinks the Rotten Tomatoes critics and audience score is. I then tell him if he's right or wrong. We talk about the film. We move on.
That's it.
That's pretty much the name of the game. This is how it's going to go. So, number 1, the first film, The Bourne Identity.
The Bourne Identity.
The one that started them all off.
80% critically.
80%
80% critically.
Yeah.
Audience, 85.
Okay. Critically, it did 84%.
Oh, I need to stop. I've had enough.
Audience score, 93%.
Oh, that's great. That's really good. That's a solid.
It was the first one.
Yeah,
it did really well. And for the right reasons.
Yeah.
It was a good, solid Jason Bourne
action film. Yeah. Great introduction to the character.
Exactly.
Loved it. Yeah.
Exactly. Then we moved on to the Bourne Supremacy.
Okay. I'm going to actually say not as high, I think. I can't. I loved the second one, but I'm going to go 70% critically.
Okay.
And audience score 90.
So the audience score on that one was 82%.
Oh, okay.
Sorry,
Yep.
the critic score
Was 82.
was 82%. The audience score, Rory,
100%.
for the first time in Rotten Tomatoes history, you got it right. 90%.
Yes! Ding, 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 ding.
Can you believe it? It took the Bourne
happened.
Supremacy
It happened.
for you to finally get it right.
Guys, I've
But
said it before and I'll say it again.
You had to get it right at some point.
I did, yeah. There's only so many numbers.
Yeah,
isn't there?
exactly.
Oh,
How do you feel?
I was in a dilemma. Now I am not.
You're supreme.
I've won. I'm the supremacy. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Of the Rotten Tomatoes game.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, it was a good film.
It was a great film.
It was a good film.
It's a great film now that I've won the game.
Yeah. Yep. Have you won the game?
Yeah, that's it now. Nothing else matters.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, the next film does matter. So the next film is called The Bourne Ultimatum.
The Bourne Ultimatum. I loved this one. The fight scenes in this one are incredible.
This was the last one before the one we won't talk about. But the Renner version.
With the other guy. The other dude.
Yeah. That guy.
No, I loved the fight scene in this one. And this is the one with that amazing shot where he jumps through the window.
Yeah.
Do you remember? And goes through the other window. I remember watching that for the first time and I was like, that is an incredible shot. That's amazing.
It was good.
The stunt doubles were able to do that.
Pamela Landy in this one.
Pam Landy.
Pam Landy. Yeah.
I'm going to go with critically 80%. Mm-hmm. Audience score 88%.
Okay, critically 92%.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
Should have gone higher actually, it's the third. Yeah.
Audience score 91%.
Okay, fair.
Everyone loved
it, but I think everyone thought it was the third and final installment.
It should have been.
Yeah.
Well,
no, because we got the 2016 version, Jason Bourne. That was good. It was good. Look, we just like Matt, right?
We do like that. He is our new Jack Loudon of the podcast.
Yeah, he's Bond.
No, he's Bourne.
Oh, sorry, he's Bourne. He's the other B. Yeah.
Okay, so the He Who Shall Not Be Named was in this next version.
Yeah.
The Bourne Legacy.
The Bourne Legacy.
Still a better title than The Bourne Dilemma.
Yeah. Why don't they just use that title?
Yeah. Let's just remake the Bourne. Whilst we're in remake stage, let's remake Bourne Legacy.
Yeah,
right?
Let's do that.
With the correct Bourne. Anyways, what was the critics?
And we're going to shoot it all on film.
No.
What was the critics score? 50%.
Okay.
Audience 55.
Oh, close. Critics score 56%.
Okay.
Audience score 58%.
Oh, yeah, I knew it wouldn't have done well. That's the thing. I mean, it's nothing against Jeremy Renner. I think it's just not the right time. And I think they did it like quite soon after, didn't they?
Yeah, it wasn't
long. Like they didn't give it enough time, I don't think, before they brought it back. I think they were trying to be like, oh, this is the new, yeah. They were like, we're making money.
Grab.
I think it must have, was it a new director? It might have been a new director as well at that time.
Just all round was just not meant to be, was it?
No.
So on the final film that they made, they were like, we're going to change things up.
Yeah.
We're not going to do the Bourne something.
Yeah.
We're going to do Jason Bourne. Yeah, I was channeling my inner Liam Neeson, basically.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Anyways, so Jason Bourne, what do you think it got?
I'm going to go with critically, I reckon they were buzzing to have him back.
Oh, yeah.
I reckon they were like, finally.
So the studio heads were like, this is a dream.
Yeah.
We're going to make so much money.
Yeah. And like what you said, I reckon they just went, no, we're not going to say the or a word after. No. It's just Jason Bourne.
Mind blown.
That's it.
Mind blown.
Mic drop. Mind blown.
Exactly.
Critically, I'm going to go for 88%. Mm-hmm. And audience, 90.
Okay. Critically.
I'm way off, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Critically, 55%.
Oh, God, I'm way off, yeah.
I know, they tried to rebrand it and everything.
Yeah.
And it just mid,
yeah. I thought they'd be happy to have it back. They weren't happy.
Well, no, the critics were, the studio heads were.
The studio
critics
heads were happy,
were not.
The critics were.
And to be honest, neither were the people.
Oh, even the people.
55% from the
Similar,
people.
yeah. That's the thing. Don't mess with the people. No.
It's a dilemma.
That's a dilemma, yeah. And the Bourne Dilemma, 0%.
Yeah. No. We're going to hope it's good.
Yeah, no, I hope it is really good. But like, won't he be quite old now, I guess? You know what I mean? Like Matt Damon's in his 50s, isn't he now?
Yeah.
Or late 50s.
Do you reckon they're going to try and do it like a Bond thing? Where they try and make
bring
Bourne
like a new...
into a Bond kind of franchise?
They
Because
could.
Bond is like the British version. Bourne is like the American.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. I will watch it though. Yeah, I loved the. Of
course you'll watch it. Duh.
What do you mean? Of course you'll watch it.
Well, yeah, I'm going to watch it for sure.
Yeah, so that means I have to watch it.
You have to watch everything I watch.
That's exactly right. That is not a dilemma.
No.
Yeah, but on that note,
that is your life.
That's my life. That's just my day to day.
On that bombshell.
Yes.
Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. We have these podcasts that go out every Thursday, if you can believe it. And what else are we supposed to say at the end?
If you could please like, comment, subscribe to the channel if you're watching us on YouTube. And if you're listening to us on Apple or Spotify, please leave us a review. And as ever, thank you for being here. And thank you for your continued support in the podcast, guys. It means a lot.
See you next time. Thanks, guys. Bye.
Bye.